I can't get this thing situated the way I want it to be. I know y'all thinking, well, damn, Jack Wade, you could have done that before you got on the air, and I couldn't, you son? Yes and no. Yeah, I'll get it somehow or another. All right, well, that's the way it's going to be. Shit, I ain't going to mess with this all night. Ah. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing different this time. This looks like it turns it like that. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to get this together here in a second. There we go. I touched the phone now. It probably means I'm off Facebook and everything now. Oh, now it's even worse. Oh, good gosh. I bet y'all are going, why do we even tune into this horse shit? Okay, here we go. Now, I am somewhat pleased. All right, here we go. Here I'm is. What is the biz? It's break on through. You know what to do. Get your break on through brew. Hibiscus blueberry tea. Cheers, everybody. Well, I got quite a bit to tell you. Here we are back on format again. I think we were back on format last week. Yeah, we were. I did a top 10 this week based on a request made, I think on the post for last week when I did the top 10 of my favorite Tammy Wynette songs. I think you'll like this week's, but I'm going to start with announcements. Everybody in here? All right, Marvin, you got your shirts. Everybody got their Joe Young Memorial Tribute shirts, I take it. Right? Yes? Is the word yes? You did get them? Man, I gotta turn this to them. I know y'all are like, damn, get this stuff together. All right, here we go. Now I'm just looking down at the computer. And that way I can still look up at y'all. Because I know you tuned in to see me look up at y'all. All right. So, everybody had a good week? I sure hope so. Things have been a little chaotic and rough around here, but I would like to start the show by saying a heartfelt, sincere thank you to everyone who bought things from me and sent money to my daughter and her husband when my little granddaughter was in the hospital, and it was looking really rough. So, you know, I'm going to recant how I started this show and go, we just had some minor bumps in the road this week because what my daughter and her husband, my son-in-law, were going through that's rough. So I'm thankful to the Lord that my week was not that rough. And I am proud to report, happy to report, that they are all back home now. They're out of the hospital. Man, I got rained on. It's raining like cats and dogs around here. Which, by the way, rain, thunder, plus Spectrum Cable and Duke Energy, not Duke Power. That Duke Power sounds a little bit too aggressive. Sounds a little bit on the aggressive side. We have to call Duke Energy. So, yeah, the combination of rain, thunder, Duke Energy, and Spectrum Cable, we may be in the complete dark here in a second. You never can tell, man, especially in this neighborhood. But back to being serious here for a second. Thank you so much for all your contributions. And man, if all you did was pray for her, I thank you. I thank you for that. So the little girl's doing good now. So, but it got really, really bad. I just put it out. I don't want to give all the details. I mean, I know you think, well, you wanted people to know, but I do respect their privacy a bit. But I'll tell you this, it did get bad. We were really, really worried. Clinton Zilla says, ask Eastern Kentucky how they feel about old Duke. Isn't there a documentary about that? But anyway, announcements. You're sitting there twiddling your thumbs. You're going, damn, when am I going to get to see Antiseen again? When is it going to happen? Those guys don't spend every waking minute on the road. And, yeah, Harlan County, USA. But you got two chances coming up real soon here. June 22nd. In Spartanburg, South Carolina, at Ground Zero, this site of the 40-year anniversary show. We, along with our pals from that little old small town of New Orleans, Louisiana, I Hate God, and J.D. Pincus, along with everyone's favorite teenage rockin' combo, Antiseen, have been asked to play the Ground Zero 28-year anniversary, birthday, whatever you want to call it. 28 years they've been in business. 28 years on the job. That's something. I don't care who you are, where you are. 28 years on the job is impressive. So we are happy to be part of that celebration. And we are going to bring our trademark way of celebrating. And we are going to put it to you live with no jive, hitting hard, leave you laying out in the yard. It's going to be loud. It's going to be proud. We're going to be doing it all for the crowd. And it's going to be happening June 22nd. There are ticket links on a few of our individual pages. The Antiseen official Facebook page has a link. There are links on Destructive Central. And if you missed that one, well then you got another chance at the end of the summer. August 30th, August 31st, and September 1st. We will be at the Beer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia. Beer Olympics 2024. It's back in Atlanta. It'll be at the Masquerade. We will be performing on the September 1st, the Sunday. According to the poster, we will be going on right before Atlanta's favorite sons, the Anti-Heroes. So we look forward to seeing y'all at one or both of those. Hey, look what we got my notes on tonight. Isn't that pitiful? Let's see. Shows. Okay, I already talked about shows. I don't want to talk about them again. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Malcolm Tent's personal Facebook page, you will be wowed with a new episode of Tent Talks Tunes. Now, there's something I would like to talk about real quick. This is a kind of an announcement, kind of something I'd like for all of you to do if you haven't. There are 2 official, well, maybe even 3, official Antiseen YouTube channels on YouTube. One has not been updated in probably 14 years. So that's nothing you need to be too concerned about. One, Malcolm Tent started the thing and he was locked out by YouTube, and he was the only one that had access, and no access anymore. Page is still there though, but it has been morphed into the all new YouTube page, which is manned by our main Clintonzilla. He's right here tonight. He's right there on the message, whatever it is. But Clinton, what is the official name of this YouTube page? Could you put that in the comments for me right quick? I would like for all of you to go and subscribe or ring a bell or hit a like, or Clintonzilla said it's just called Antiseen. And I don't know, Clinton, could you put a link to it right under what you just did? Yeah, he's grabbing the link right now, because the reason I'm bringing this up, besides the fact that he's been working real hard on it, matter of fact, almost every single episode of Break On Through is on a combination of the 2 sites, and there is a link on the newest site that takes you to the old site where you can watch the archived stuff, but every episode. And all right, there's the link right there. So every one of you on here tonight, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't done whatever you're supposed to do with the YouTube page, go do it, please. Thank you. And please share on your pages to get other people activated and kung fu fighting and everything else. We need to get them on here. We kind of, I hate to say this, but it's true, we kind of take it for granted sometimes. Oh, we got a YouTube page, but we know that, see, we only got 104 subscribers. I know some people, well, 104 is good, but I'm saying we got like over 12,000 followers or whatever we got on the Antiseen page. Man, we need to get about half that on our YouTube page. We need to get some videos shared and stuff. We're really with what we post on here, we're really taking care to post good content, not a bunch of cell phone videos that sound like crap and or filmed from far away, or we're trying to really give some stuff, because man, I'm telling you, Clinton recently got the 8mm tapes, all the ones that Barbecue Young filmed from me, and he is now digitizing everything, and we are saying, all right, put this on YouTube, we're going to save this to do a DVD with. But man, you might think, well, you're going to save all the good to do the no. Because tonight, man, he just showed me a clip of the first time we went and met Rocky Erickson in 1991. Or 92, I can't remember. But it was one of those two. And it was wild seeing the little clip that he showed. But that's going to be on YouTube soon. All kinds of stuff, man. We're going to be posting all kinds of stuff on that YouTube page, and man, feel free, share away. You know, we want this stuff out there because it's been sitting. I've got a gigantic one of those black Tupperware looking tubs you get at the hardware store. You know, you get at Home Depot or Lowe's, the black with the yellow top. I got one full of nothing but GG videos, my time in the Murder Junkies, all the Judas Bullet Head shows, the early ones. And I also got various COS bands like Cock Noose, Hell Stomper, Lime Cell, Rancid Vat. But, I mean, of course, with them, we'll ask permission first before any of that goes on YouTube from the individual bands. But, and then, in addition to that gigantic Tupperware tub, and it's full, Clinton, I'm telling you, it's full. When I tell you, I asked you if you had any room in your vehicle going back to, from Spartanburg back to Kentucky. I mean, you're going to need some room now. I don't mean like, oh, well, yeah, we'll move this coat over, you know, we'll put some video. Nah, you're going to need about the whole back seat. Because in addition to that Tupperware tub, I've got a t-shirt box that came from Aardvark Screen Printing to me. What kind of shirts? I don't know. What am I supposed to know over there? But it's a whole box. And it is nothing but Antiseen VHS tapes. Now, I know some of it has been... you're going to have to cross-examine some of it. You may have some of this already digitized, but there's a ton in there that has never seen the light of day. I can promise you that. And it's going to be great to get this stuff up, man. I've had people digitize stuff for us before. Nothing was ever done with it, and but now we're going to be proactive with that. See, if you had to wait on me to do it, it would have never been done. Because here we are, what, 40, going on year number 41 years later, and here it all sits. And, man, there's some early stuff in here. And it's all going to be available soon. But thanks to Clinton Zilla for the hard work that he's doing on all this stuff. Me and Malcolm discussed doing it, but man, the reality with all that is that me and Malcolm have so much other stuff going on, not just in band wise, and he's a lot more busy on his label than I am, but we both got labels. And we both got outside lives that have nothing to do with, you know, the music part. And it's too much. I think even with me and Malcolm teamed up, you'd be waiting for decades for this stuff to come out. And now it is finally going to make it out. People are going to see it. People are going to hear it. It's going to be... You know what I'm going to say. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out, rock and roll party in the street. Like everything we do. So there. Feel free to share the link with our YouTube page on your page if you don't mind. Anything we can do to get people in there and subscribing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do tonight's top 10, and then I'm gonna do rapid fire thoughts. And I also want to remind you all that if you would please contact me, direct message on my personal Facebook page with ideas of things you want to hear about, whatever anti-scene history you want me to discuss, because I don't know what y'all want to hear. Be honest with you, I don't know what I've already talked about. Well, some stuff I kind of know, but I don't know. Please feel free. Some people have. Now, this top 10, someone says, I was doing Tammy one night, and they go, hey, man, what's your favorite top 10 songs by Tanya Tucker? And I'm like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one now. And, you know, I just got through, like, before I got this request to do Tanya Tucker's top 10, I had watched a documentary on her about her return. She had not done music in like 17 years. She was making her big comeback. It's a really good documentary. Listening to Tanya talk, I realized that we kind of run things the same way. It showed, it had an audio. I told Walt about this. I was like, they're trying to work up a set list for this show. And they're making the set list, and she's like, you know, she's trying to make it easy on herself, as easy as can be. And her band are like throwing out these song titles, and she says, hey, I'm trying to make this I'm trying to make this motherfucker shorter, not longer. I'm like, whoa, who's that sound like? Did you let Walt and Malcolm get a hold of the set list? It might be a 6.5 hour long set. Okay, someone just asked a question. Erica. Oh no, Erica answered the question. Someone asked, where did the Charlotte Johnson bit from Fornication come from? Let me tell you about the in-between parts there in Fornication. That her name is Charlotte Johnson. Sure is looking good. That's from Swingin' by John Anderson. And the second part, you can mess around if you want to. Something man just don't do. As you see us coming walking down the street, you better get back out of the way. That is from a song by the Charlie Daniels Band called Funky Junkie. That's your homework assignment tonight. Look up Charlie Daniels Band, Funky Junkie. If someone would be so inclined, maybe post a link to it in the comments here. You know, old JC don't have any business doing multitasking with buttons or links or, you know, I need to stay on one thing. So if you could do that, that would be great. But that documentary was really good. Like everything nowadays, a little bit agenda driven, but not overly much to where you couldn't enjoy it. It was really, really good. But here goes my top 10. Now, like most of my top 10s, you know, they stay within a period of usually of my discovery of the said artist. Not always. But man, look, if you grew up in the 70s and you're watching variety shows, which is what we had, you know, variety shows. And in the summer, during the reruns for the season, they would have like all new variety shows just for the summer, maybe like 4 to 6 episodes. But man, you couldn't turn on, especially the country themed things, you know, pop goods of country and all that, and not see or hear Tanya Tucker. And so I always was aware of her. But, you know, at that age, I'm just like, man, if it ain't rock, it's gonna have to kick rocks, you know. But around the late '70s, man, I started coming around on the country stuff, and I'm trying to think of what happened. But well, it's probably the cover. But a lot of my favorites come from this record right here, Tanya Tucker TNT. Now this is 1978. This is a young man discovering all kinds of new music, can't get enough. And then you see this cover. Well, you know, she caught quite a bit of flack from the country diehards and audience, you know, that said, oh, she's going rock and roll. This ain't the way to... I don't know so much they were talking about that. I mean, the music was a little more rocking, a little funky, a little southern rock sounding. But I love it. I love this album. But I think they were concerned more about the cover. Now, the front and back is relatively tame, yeah. You know, I guess, you know, she was always kind of, you know, especially when she got older. Like, when I say older, I mean in her late teens, early 20s. Like, more like outlaw kind of reputation. But I think this is what the country diehards were maybe all concerned about. The look of this record and the way she was putting herself out. But to young teenage boys, oh boy, that's the way to go. But my number 10 and my number 1 is from later day Tanya stuff. But my number 10, and I think I like this one so much because I got to see her. I hadn't heard the song yet until I saw her live at the Grand Ole Opry. Opryland, I mean. Not the Grand Ole Opry. Opryland. She's playing Opryland. And I got to see her do the song Soon. It's more of the, you know, ballad festival, but really, really good song. My number 9 from the TNT album, Texas When I Die. Number 8, another later day Tanya song, It's a Little Too Late. How many times have we heard that? It's a little too late. Number 7, for me, also off this record. Man, this record, I mean, it's the first Tanya Tucker album that I owned. Now, of course, I tell you, I heard about it. I knew her, who she was. I knew her songs because they were all over the radio. You know, especially our parents and our grandparents listening to country music all the time. My dad listened to rock and roll the most, but when we were with friends of the family, a lot of people around us were listening to country, and we'd hear all this stuff. So I knew all these songs, but that's the one that I bought first with my own money, 1978. And my number 7 song, also from this one, it's called I'm the Singer, You're the Song. Now, another reason I really liked a lot of the songs from this TNT record, because when it came out, she hosted the Midnight Special. No. Let me think about this for a second. She didn't host it. Alice Cooper hosted it for the From the Inside record. Tanya was one of the guests, and she did a few songs from that. That was one of the ones she did. I'm the Singer, You're the Song. I really loved it. Now we're getting into the more rocking stuff that I really love by her. Now, I'm going to tell you, she's done a ton of great covers and really does a good job with them. But my number 6, also from the TNT album, I guess my homework to you is get the TNT album, look it up tonight, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you listen to music on. Let it play all the way through, or tomorrow while you're in the warehouse or on the road. It's a damn good record. But Lover Goodbye. That's a nice rocking one. Number 5, one of her older hits from when she was young. Real young. Blood Red and Going Down. What do y'all think about Blood Red and Going Down? Number 4, probably the song she's most known for. But I think most of us probably heard it first when it became a mega hit for Helen Reddy. I'm talking about Delta Dawn. Number 3, also from TNT, Tanya's version of Buddy Holly's Not Fade Away. Excellent. There's a video of it on YouTube from back then. It's amazing. Clinton, maybe if you could find that link posted in there, Armando, one of y'all, Tanya Tucker, Not Fade Away. It's supposed to be a rocking thing, but it's a disco looking thing, live TV show type thing. Try to put that link in here if you could. Number 2. I was singing this all day at work. But What's Your Mama's Name? You know how the song goes, what's your mama's name, child? What's your mama's name? I have a little bit of... I can relate to that because I'm going to tell y'all something. And this is the truth. I'm not making this up. I don't know if I should be talking about it, but I think all the people that would be affected are either no longer with us or they are not listening to some good old Break On Through on a Tuesday night. So, man, you know, people say, they still say, they said back then that me and my dad looked so much alike. And I said Dad had the Conway Twitty hairdo. But man, I'd be out somewhere and there's these women would come up to me and say, excuse me, honey, what's your daddy's name? and it happened, I would say, often. Old Dad got around, I think. I know. Don't mean to be dragging out the old dirty laundry, but I did. What's your daddy's name, child? What's your daddy's name? Okay. And then when I tell them, it would be like, oh, okay. And my number 1, my favorite, Tanya Tucker song, another one of her later period songs. I'll say later period, and even these are like 20 or 30 years old, probably 30 years old. But it's called Down to My Last Teardrop. Down to My Last Teardrop is my number 1. Rapid fire thoughts. Maybe you saw one of my rapid fire thoughts. I made a post of it today, but I would not get out of the electric chair to see a rottenless Sex Pistols. I saw the professionals, Steve Jones and Paul Cook. I saw them. That was good. But man, I don't know, man. They could have called it Cook, Jones, and Matlock. Everybody would know who. They could have called it the Bullets. I played in I did 2 shows with a Sex Pistols tribute band called the Bullets. And it was fun. But I'm telling you right now, look, I am not holding any ill will against the guy that's stepping in Johnny's space. Because I'm telling you right now, if I got to call, hey, Jeff Clayton, maybe you need to come do some Sex Pistols songs with Paul Cook, Steve Jones, and Glenn Matlock, I'd be like, where do I sign? Who's coming to pick me up? What time y'all gonna be here? Since y'all are older than me, can we go on before 9 instead of 10? That's what I'd be saying. I don't begrudge the guy, but I'm just saying. I don't know, man. I'm trying to market it as the Sex Pistols. I think my buddy Mike Cook put it good today on my post. He says, all the bands have become just the brand. I mean, that's how Foreigner can go out and pack arenas, or at least bigger clubs, with no original members in the band. Blackfoot does the same thing. I don't know. But I wouldn't get out of the electric. If I was hooked up to the electric chair and they get ready to flip the switch, and I say, "Hey, Hoss, we're going to let you get up out of that chair and spend a little bit more time. You go see the Sex Pistols." Oh, with Johnny Rotten? No, they don't have Johnny Rotten. I don't, you know what? Flip that switch. I'm not going to that. Let's go ahead and flip it. Now, I know a lot of you do warehouse work. I know because you tell me. We talk about it when I see you at shows, or when you write me messages. We talk about a little bit of warehouse work. And I just wonder, man, do any of y'all, you work in your warehouses, do you have some of those? And I've been in this particular warehouse that I'm in now going on 21 years. And I'm telling you, I have seen a lot of people come and go. And I have seen a lot of different types of folks come in here. Some you like, some you just do not. Some that are just bizarre, man. But do any of you have you ever experienced the type of people who like, I know that you're going to say, Dan, wait a minute, I think you're making this up. I'm not making this up. There are people who try to get injured so that they can get on disability. We used to work in this warehouse with a young guy, man, 24 years old. And man, it was his dream to be on disability. Like, he talked to somebody he knew and they got injured. And, oh man, I collect so and so, man. I'm not do nothing. Collected the rest of my life. And just like, man, you're 24 and you're looking for a life of disability, and there's nothing wrong with you other than the fact that you just don't like getting up and going to work. So, I don't know, man. And man, we see people all the time, attempt. You can almost see them like, stepping in the way of some forklift activity. Like, man, if it just run over my foot, man, I could do without, my right foot being. You're just like, God, these people are nuts. I have seen some horrendous warehouse injuries in my time of warehousing as well. Well, the country is securely divided again, as if it wasn't before, because of the Trump trial the other day. I ain't gonna bother going into my feelings about it. I think y'all know what they are, but man, it's the proverbial shite is hitting the fan. We still got a little bit to go before it really gets rough. All I can say is get ready. It's going to be a doozy. I had this one that I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about it when I gave y'all the news about Little Winter. But I said it was a little too heavy. But I'm not going to do it now either. I'm going to save it for some. I'm going to save it for a rainy day. Which it is a rainy day. I'm going to save it for a different rainy day. Because I don't feel like talking about that before I go to bed. I'm working class. I need to get to bed because I got to get up before that old sun does. But man, I'm telling you, all you guys that support, guys and gals that support the band and all, man, y'all are gonna be pleased with what is coming down the pike real soon, man. We don't stop. We got stuff coming out. You seen Malcolm Tent's page? He's got a brand new release. Antiseen I Hate God split cassette tape. No, you didn't hear me right. You didn't say, "Dang, I thought I heard Jeff Clayton say, yeah, it's a cassette tape." Them on one side, us on the other, live in 2018. Malcolm's first tour. He was a fill-in for us at the time. A last-minute fill-in where we had to rearrange the whole band. And it worked out so good that he just stayed. And we are happy for that. But, no, I hope everybody has a great week. An even better weekend. I wish nothing but the best for each and every one of you that are here with me live tonight. For y'all that are listening tomorrow and on through the week and then the weekend when you have to go back and listen to these later. I know a lot of you tell me you do it that way, and I like that. I know some people like to be here live, but some people just can't. I understand, believe me. But I like knowing that. Like I talk to people all the time. They go, man, I save up about 3 or 4 of them and then listen to them while I'm driving, and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate every one of you. I love you all, and I hope you have a fantastic week. And I will see you next Tuesday right here on Break On Through. I'm working on getting some more guests in here. It's going to be a good going to be a good time. So, you know what to do on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. Why don't we just come on in here and we break on through. Good night, everybody.